A few weeks before your ultimate meeting with your twin flame, something profound begins to shift within your body. This is not a coincidence or imagination. This is preparation. Your physical form starts to undergo changes that traditional medicine cannot easily explain. Yet these transformations serve a specific and sacred purpose, preparing you to embody a level of love and energetic intensity that very few people ever experience in a lifetime. It's as though every cell within you knows that someone is coming, someone who will recognize your soul simply through your physical presence. If you carry the divine feminine energy and have already moved through the early stages of your spiritual awakening, then your body is transforming into a temple, ready to receive something deeply sacred. There are 5 distinct transformations that consistently occur for every woman nearing her final reunion with her true twin flame. In this video, we'll explore each of these transformations, uncover why they happen, and most importantly, help you identify within yourself the signs that indicate you're entering the final phase of your twin flame journey. And if you stay until the end, you'll discover a key secret that can greatly accelerate the process of bodily magnetization. To understand this deeply, you must first recognize that the feminine serves as the natural bridge between spirit and matter, the one who anchors subtle, unseen energies into physical reality. Women possess a remarkable sensitivity that allows them to perceive and respond to energetic shifts long before they become visible or measurable by other means. This bridging role doesn't imply passivity, it represents active alignment. When the divine feminine fully awakens, a woman's body becomes an energetic temple, both receiving and transmitting frequencies that shape not only her personal reality, but also influence those around her. This is why women undergoing this transformation often notice that others comment on the changes in their aura, energy, and presence, how they seem to shift the very environment they step into. These bodily changes are never random or accidental. They follow a purposeful and intelligent sequence, where each stage builds upon the last, preparing the body for the final encounter, gradually creating the ideal physical and energetic state needed to recognize, attract, and sustain a connection with someone vibrating at the same elevated frequency of consciousness. What's truly fascinating is that these transformations often begin months or even years before the physical meeting with the twin flame. However, in some women, this shift can occur within weeks or even days, as if a higher intelligence is orchestrating the timing and preparation of both souls. The female body appears to have access to information about future experiences that the conscious mind is unaware of. It begins preparing in advance to hold and sustain deeper experiences of love and connection that haven't yet appeared in the physical world. The first transformation that takes place within the divine feminine, before reuniting with her twin flame, is the awakening of energetic sensitivity. The body starts to detect frequencies that were previously unnoticed, almost as if new senses have developed, ones that most people do not have. You might start feeling your twin flame's presence even when they are physically distant. This isn't imagination or wishful thinking. It's your nervous system becoming more refined and capable of perceiving subtle energy fields. You may find yourself waking in the middle of the night knowing that your twin flame is thinking of you. You might sense emotional shifts when something significant happens in their life, feeling sadness, joy, or tension without any direct communication or contact. Carl Jung noted that this heightened sensitivity isn't a form of pathology. It's evolutionary. It represents your feminine essence, preparing for a union that functions on levels far deeper than typical relationships. Your intuition sharpens during this process. You begin receiving insights about situations before they unfold, signaling that your consciousness is expanding to align with a higher form of connection. Your dreams may become more vivid and feel as though they carry meaningful messages. You might notice unexpected physical reactions in your body, warmth, tingling, or sensations in specific areas when you think of her. During meditation or quiet moments, you could feel physical impressions that seem to originate from an external source. Your heart might race, or your chest may feel unusually full at certain moments without an obvious cause. This transformation also influences your interaction with environments and others. You may become more sensitive to dense energies, noticing discomfort in places that previously didn't affect you. You might seek more solitude, not from sadness or depression, but because your energetic system requires space to process the influx of new information it's receiving. When a feminine soul develops this heightened sensitivity, she's essentially tuning into her twin flame's frequency. It's like learning to receive a highly specific signal, preparing for a form of communication that goes far beyond words. Many women initially feel frightened by this transformation, believing they are losing control or becoming obsessed. In reality, it's the opposite. It indicates that your consciousness is expanding and that you are preparing for a deeper level of connection that requires this refined awareness. The second transformation can be even more intense. Your body may undergo physical changes that defy conventional medical explanation. A recognizable pattern of bodily shifts often occurs before the final reunion with a twin flame. Your metabolism might change dramatically. You could lose or gain weight without altering your diet. Hunger levels may fluctuate, or you may develop new food preferences or aversions. Your body might feel as if it's reorganizing itself according to an internal intelligence beyond your conscious control. Your skin could become more radiant, as though an inner light is shining through. Others may notice that you look different, more vibrant or luminous, even if your personal care routines haven't changed. Your features might appear softer, your eyes brighter, as though your body is aligning with a higher version of yourself. Additionally, you may notice shifts in your menstrual cycle, even if it has historically been regular. These changes are part of the body's subtle preparation for deeper energetic and emotional alignment. You may notice increased sensitivity during your premenstrual period, or feel that your emotions intensify during certain moon phases. When the divine feminine awakens, it reconnects you with natural rhythms in a deeper, more intuitive way. Your sleep patterns may shift significantly. You might need fewer hours, but wake feeling more rested, or require more rest while still processing important information during sleep. Dreams may become extraordinarily vivid, with intense colors, lifelike scenarios, and encounters that leave physical impressions. Even your voice could change, becoming softer or more powerful. You may find yourself expressing thoughts that were previously blocked, with your words carrying more impact on others. You could also develop a natural ability to calm or inspire people simply through your presence or how you communicate. Jung recognized that these physical changes reflect a profound energetic reorganization. Your body is literally preparing to sustain higher levels of love and connection, which requires a more refined energetic structure. It's like undergoing a software update that also upgrades the hardware. Many women initially resist these transformations, fearing they might lose control over their own bodies. But when you accept and embrace these changes, trusting the process instead of resisting it, the transformations harmonize naturally, leaving you stronger, more balanced, and more radiant than before. The third transformation occurs in your emotional field and is often the most challenging. Before the final reunion with a twin flame, the divine feminine undergoes intense emotional purification, which can feel like a roller coaster of conflicting emotions. You may experience sudden bursts of joy, followed by deep sadness for no apparent reason. One morning you might feel euphoric, only to feel completely hopeless by the afternoon. These emotional oscillations are not signs of instability. They indicate that deep layers of repressed emotions are being released to make space for expanded emotional capacity. This process follows a specific pattern. First comes the purification of past wounds. You might relive old pains, cry over losses you thought you had overcome, or feel anger toward situations you believed you had forgiven. This is not regression. It is a necessary cleansing, preparing you to experience a fuller emotional life. Your emotional system is releasing everything that no longer aligns with the higher love that is approaching. Following this, there is an expansion of emotional capacity. You may discover you can feel levels of compassion, gratitude, and love that were previously unknown to you. Small experiences might move you deeply. You may feel a profound connection with nature or develop empathy for situations that once left you unaffected. It's as if your heart is opening to broader dimensions of human experience. At the same time, you may experience periods of apparent emotional neutrality or emptiness. These moments, where you feel disconnected from your usual emotions, are actually times of internal reorganization, where your psyche is integrating these transformations and preparing you for the next stage of emotional depth. During this process, you may notice a shift in your relationships. You might no longer be able to feign feelings or maintain superficial connections you once tolerated. There may be a need to distance yourself from individuals who drain your energy, or from circumstances that no longer align with your evolving self. This emotional purification is often accompanied by greater clarity regarding your true desires. You might find old dreams no longer resonate, while new ones emerge. You may feel drawn toward career changes, relocating, or adopting a lifestyle that feels radical, but deeply aligned with your inner truth. It's important not to interpret emotional intensity as a problem. Attempting to suppress or control these fluctuations can hinder your preparation. Instead, allow your emotions to flow. Observe without judgment and trust that a higher intelligence is orchestrating this process. The fourth transformation occurs in your relationship with personal power and can be profoundly transformative. Before a final reunion with the twin flame, the divine feminine undergoes what Jung described as reclaiming personal sovereignty. You become a stronger, more empowered version of yourself. This transformation may begin with a refusal to tolerate behavior you previously accepted. You may no longer allow disrespect, boundary violations, or disregard for your energy. This doesn't make you aggressive. It makes you firm and centered. Others naturally begin to respect your space. You may start making decisions that once felt impossible. You might end relationships that no longer serve you, even if it means being alone for a time. You may distance yourself from dysfunctional family dynamics, even at the cost of conflict. You may prioritize your own needs without guilt, a skill you may never have fully embraced before. This personal power transformation isn't about being controlling. It's about sovereignty over your energy, responsibility for your feelings, and ownership of your choices. It's emotional maturity that allows you to love without losing yourself and connect without abandoning your integrity. As this energy solidifies, you may develop a magnetic presence. People may naturally seek your company more, and your opinions may carry greater weight. Your inner power becomes visible, and others respond to it with recognition and respect. You may begin to realize a natural sense of leadership within you, something you hadn't recognized before. It's not about trying to impress or influence others. Rather, your authenticity becomes so strong that it naturally inspires those around you. Your connection with money and material abundance may also evolve. You could develop new confidence in your ability to provide for yourself and create prosperity. You might take calculated financial risks that once felt out of reach, or uncover talents and skills that can be turned into new opportunities for income. When a woman reclaims her personal sovereignty in this way, she often becomes more attractive to conscious, genuine relationships, not through manipulation or seduction, but through her radiance of authentic integrity. True integrity has a magnetic quality that emotional dependency can never match. This transformation also influences your sexual energy. You may discover a more mature and grounded sensuality, one that's deeply connected to your authentic feminine power. You could find yourself more at ease in your body and more open about your desires, without guilt or shame. This isn't performative sexuality. It's an expression that arises from a real and loving connection with yourself. The most significant aspect of this fourth transformation is that it prepares you to engage as an equal with your twin flame. Carl Jung understood that true soulmate connections can only exist between two people who are each whole and sovereign. If you still seek completion through another, the relationship becomes codependent, not conscious. The fifth and deepest transformation is spiritual. Before reuniting with the twin flame, the divine feminine typically experiences a profound spiritual awakening that reshapes her perception of reality and her place in the cosmos. You might start having experiences that challenge your old beliefs about what's possible. Intuitive abilities may awaken, ones that feel almost supernatural. You could begin receiving insights through dreams, meditation, or spontaneous inspiration, and notice that these messages often turn out to be accurate and meaningful. You may also find yourself sensing truths about people or situations that logic alone couldn't explain. Your perception of time might shift. You begin to notice synchronicities, happening so often that coincidence no longer seems like a valid explanation. You could even manifest outcomes with a speed that once felt impossible. At times, you may feel as though you're living multiple moments at once, as if different dimensions of reality are blending together. This marks the point where the journey becomes not just personal, but truly spiritual. During this phase, many women begin to question belief systems they once accepted without thought. They may distance themselves from organized religions that no longer resonate or develop a more personal, direct spirituality. Some explore mystical practices, alternative therapies, or philosophies they once dismissed. You might start feeling a profound connection with forces beyond rational understanding. This could manifest as a personal relationship with what some call God, the universe, source, or divine feminine. It's not about external religion. It's an inner experience of connection with something greater than yourself. This spiritual transformation also reshapes your life purpose. You may realize your mission extends beyond personal fulfillment. Perhaps you feel drawn to help other women navigating similar journeys, or to use your emerging abilities to make a positive impact in the world. Hidden talents in artistic healing, counseling, or other creative expressions might surface. As this process unfolds, you naturally become a channel for elevated energies. This doesn't make you superior. It makes you transparent, allowing light to flow through without ego interference. Your perception of relationships evolves profoundly. You may no longer seek someone to complete you, but someone who is already whole and eager to create something greater together. True love becomes less about mutual need and more about mutual recognition of the divinity within each person. During this phase, periods of solitude may emerge, not as loneliness, but as sacred moments. You might discover joy in your own company and an inner peace that is independent of external circumstances. Jung understood that this spiritual transformation prepares the divine feminine to recognize her twin flame, not as someone who will solve her problems or fill voids, but as someone who celebrates and amplifies the light she has cultivated internally. It's preparation for love based on shared abundance, not mutual dependency. When these 5 transformations of body, energy, emotions, personal power, and spirituality reach full integration, you become a different person than you were before. Not better or worse, but more aligned with your true essence. And then comes the definitive sign: the reunion is imminent. You stop actively searching for your twin flame, not out of giving up or bitterness, but because you've become so whole within yourself that the desperate need to find someone to complete you no longer exists. You may remain open to love and still desire to share your life with someone special. But your happiness no longer depends on another. Paradoxically, it is precisely when you release that need that the universe often delivers what you've longed for. It's important to remember that while these shifts are deeply spiritual and energetic, taking care of your physical and mental health with professional guidance remains essential. They are complementary, not mutually exclusive. Jung documented numerous cases where women who reached this state of internal completeness attracted extraordinary connections, not through manipulation or strategy, but by radiating authenticity, integrity, and magnetism. If these transformations resonate with your current experience or reflect changes you've undergone recently, understand this: you are not facing a crisis. You are undergoing a metamorphosis. Like a butterfly preparing to emerge from its cocoon, you are evolving into the highest version of yourself. These changes may feel intense, challenging, and may prompt you to question everything you thought you knew about yourself. Yet they are sacred. They are proof that your soul is preparing for something extraordinary. Signals that you are moving beyond limitations that once defined your life. Jung emphasized that the most transformative experiences often arrive disguised as challenges, confusion, or instability. But when you embrace the deeper purpose of these experiences and trust the process rather than resist it, you realize that each change is necessary to prepare you for a higher version of your life. If your twin flame is truly meant to enter your life, she will appear when you are fully ready, not just emotionally, but physically, energetically, and spiritually. True soulmate connections require both individuals to operate at elevated levels of consciousness and integrity. Even if she does not appear as you expected, or love comes in a different form or through another person, the transformation you've undergone is invaluable. You will have become the most authentic, powerful, and spiritually awakened version of yourself. A woman who has undergone these transformations will never settle for superficial relationships. She will no longer accept love that fails to honor who she has become. She will never diminish herself to make others feel comfortable again. She naturally attracts experiences and people who resonate with her level of consciousness and maturity. This is one of the highest achievements a human being can attain, becoming fully yourself. It means realizing your full potential and integrating all aspects of your personality into a conscious, loving being. When you reach this state, you don't just transform your own life, you become an inspiration for other women who are just beginning their awakening journey. If these words stirred something within you, if you recognized your own path in these transformations, leave a comment saying, "I trust my awakening process." This lets me know the message reached you and that you understand that everything happening in your life is not accidental, but part of divine preparation for something extraordinary. If you want to deepen this journey of feminine awakening, I've created exclusive materials inspired by Carl Jung's most profound teachings, designed for those navigating the most challenging aspects of spiritual growth. Practical 21-day guide teaching. Jung's most powerful techniques for transforming psychological trauma into spiritual wisdom. A survival manual for days when even understanding the spiritual meaning of your experiences isn't enough, and life feels unbearably difficult. The complete guide to manifesting your twin flame, revealing the secret codes based entirely on Jung's discoveries about individuation and soul recognition. The links are in the first comment of the video. Remember, you were chosen for these transformations because your soul is ready to operate at higher levels of consciousness and love. Trust the process, honor the changes, and celebrate who you are becoming. See you in the next video.